So obviously I'm going to tell you about some sick upcoming Solana NFT projects, but maybe we should kind of start this video by talking about the crypto market a little bit. So I knew it was going to be Solana summer, right? We knew the OK bears were going to change the entire market. You know, it's okay to be bearish, but damn, did they bring with them a bear looking market. Wagbo. So as of recording this video, we have Solana sitting right here at $67. What happened to things only going up and to the right? Like price go up. I looked this morning. Price bad. Not to get too nerdy or technical in this video, but I think it's very important to understand what's happening with the broader market, then what's happening with the crypto market, and then how that affects NFTs moving forward. So the broader market, you know, just the entire economic global landscape, you know, Jaden Smith style.
Oh my God, like, can we talk about like the political and economic state of the world right now?
So without getting too boring, let's start with the broader market. Basically, we have, you know, economic global unrest with, you know, Putin, Russia, and Ukraine. That's leading to some scary stuff in the market. But then one step lower than that, we have the stock market, which the big fear right now is this inflation data. On May 11th, we're gonna get new data on inflation, and depending on what those numbers come back like, it's really gonna affect the stock market. But I have heard from a lot of my good sources, a lot of people that really know these markets, that it seems like a lot of this inflation data has already been priced in the market. So if the numbers come back a little bit better than expected on May 11th, maybe we get a little bit of relief in the overall stock market. Then moving down one step to cryptocurrency, again, normally we used to see that it didn't correlate with the stock market, but lately it just really is. Like Bitcoin is really just following what's happening in the stock market. We all know that ETH and Sol follow Bitcoin, and my boy JP told me, yeah, so we had a market capitulation today. One thing we need to observe right now is Bitcoin. Bitcoin needs to hold $29,000 or $30,000 mark. If not, we are gonna go down further. Basically saying like he can see Solana dropping to $59.60. Obviously not financial advice. None of this video is financial advice, but I might start to dollar cost average and buy some more Sol myself. No one can predict a bottom, but it might be a good idea to start dollar cost averaging if these are type of assets that you believe in long term. Now to the NFT level, last year we used to see that if a price of cryptocurrency, ETH or Sol goes down, that used to be really good for NFTs. You had more buying power, so NFT floor prices were rising. And in reverse, we would see that if ETH or Sol would go on a run, then NFTs would drop because people wanted to ride that wave of the crypto. We've actually started to kind of move more in step with, you know, the overall currency itself. So it's not that good right now. That Sol's dropping because it looks like everything's falling with it. But yeah, I guess all that's just to say, I'm still a big believer in NFTs, a big believer in Solana. I think I gotta just tell you about some cool upcoming NFT projects. That's why you're here. So let's get into the video. So this is a project that we mentioned briefly a few weeks ago, and that is Trippy Kidz. Then we didn't have any information. I just saw the art, thought it looked cool, and thought they should be put on your radar. We finally know the collection size of 2222. We know the mint date of May 13th, which is this coming Friday, Friday the 13th. We have a mint price of 2 Sol, and this is a project that's doing some numbers on Twitter. Like I said, we talked about them before, so you kind of know the deal. But this is Trippy Kidz, and they have some fire art. This is going to be a tough project to make because they have such a low supply. They also already have 2,100 whitelist spots taken out of a 2222 collection. There's still some left if you want to make an impact on the community, do some cool art, but it is going to be tough to mint this project. You do kind of see this new developing meta from OKBulls, Trippy Ape Tribe, Trippy World, Jiken, and now Trippy Kidz, where they're really focusing their Twitter on a lot of smart collabs with other influencers or other big projects, doing a lot of whitelist giveaways on Twitter, and the numbers are growing like crazy. So that's what they did on their Twitter. And on their Discord, they're keeping it closed, more of a tight-knit community. That's where their community hangs out. But Twitter, you know, they're trying to get that hype. The reason I put this project into my video a few weeks ago is because I thought the art was fire. And that was when they only had 1 or 2 sneak peeks. Since then, they've released a ton more art sneak peeks, and it only makes me like the art even more. It's got that anime style. It's got that trippy vibe with the multiple colors, the backgrounds doing crazy things. I can hallucinate while staring into it. Even their outfits alone are fire. I feel like I'd rock most of the fits that they're wearing. As part of the new Trippy trend, this is the first Trippy project that actually will be minting. So it's gonna kick it all off, see how this trend, this new vibe, this new art works. Especially considering the amount of hype that Trippy Ape Tribe is getting, you know, probably the most hyped mint before it launches on Solana with already 230. Actually, you know what? I can't even say the number of Twitter followers because in 15 minutes, it's gonna be 10,000, 15,000 more. But when I'm recording this, they already have 235,000 followers on Twitter. I'm not whitelisted on this this project, so I probably won't be able to mint it, but I think I might try to see if there's a play to be had on the secondary. What do you guys think? What price should I try to buy this in on secondary market? You think there's a play here? What's your target price for the Trippy Kids? Speaking of floor prices and pumping them up, why not take the floor price of the like button, the likes on this video, and let's pump that shit up to 1,000 likes on this video. Can we get 1,000 likes? Okay, back to what we do best on these videos, talking about an upcoming mint, Naimitsu AI, that we know nothing about. Oh word, is this a project that we know the collection size of? No. What about the mint price? You must know that. Of course not. The mint date, well, yeah, no, I don't got that neither. But we do know some of the lore and the story behind this project. So the art's okay, but if you check out the Naimitsu AI channel in their Discord, you'll find some awesome backstory. So this is kind of cool. It reminds me of like a movie trailer where they say, this movie is based on a real story. So what's the true story here? So you should read some of the story, honestly. Here's the link to it. Obviously, I'll leave it down below. Basically, alien robots living among humans and you can't tell the difference. How is that based on a true story? All right, I might have lied. This isn't based on a true story, but you know, this could be a real thing. Maybe the robots are living among us and created this NFT project and backstory just to troll us. I might be a little rattled if this was true, but then you'd have to give credit where credit is due because these robots really pulled one over on us. That was a good troll. GG's. Here's a few sneak peeks of the artwork. You know, it's really different. This kind of one with the mouth open thing. I don't know how I feel about it, honestly. What do you guys think about the art? Again, if you've been around my channel for a while, you know my style. I'm not much into the humanistic, the really human looking NFT projects with just like a little bit new traits. This is the metaverse. I don't want to be a human. I want to be a fucking dragon. I want to be an OK bear. I want to be just different than what I am in real life in the metaverse. So I don't know if you would consider Naimitsu AI an anime project. It's kind of got a little bit of that art style to it, but one that we do know for sure is that anime trend is Takashi Ronin. These are minting this Saturday, May 14th, you know, the day after Friday the 13th. Obviously, that's how math and calendars work. And I do think these look fire. Full disclaimer, I might be biased because over 2,000 years ago, I was actually a samurai. So that might influence my thoughts a little bit, but just bear with me. Sometimes people call me CodyOnChain, sometimes people call me Researcher Reggie, and others that knew me from 2,000 years ago call me Rurouni Kenshin. Here's some of my favorite sneak peeks of the art from Takashi Ronin. The only thing I don't know if I love is the fact that it looks like they might have taken heavy inspiration on the whole face split thing from Onira. Luckily, this is one of those projects that my Discord got a ton of whitelist spots for. I don't think I even got whitelist for it yet. I'm actually have to ask them about that. But if you want to comment down below, I think we might be able to get more whitelist spots. Do you guys want something like that? So if you check out this tweet right here, these samurais traveled through a portal, but they weren't alone. Looks like Trippy Kids and Noryos are joining the journey. They're gonna be releasing a play to earn trading card game where you can use Yumi, which is their native token, and maybe other tokens as well to fight. Each NFT will have a special card with special abilities, and here's what the card will look like. I'm a big trading card game. Like really, you do not want to see me with a dual disc on because you're done. Fatality. So hopefully they can pull off something cool. You know, obviously this ain't gonna be Yu-Gi-Oh! This ain't gonna be Pokemon, but hey, let's see if they can do their best and do something that's cool. And yes, they do call me the king of games. They could call me Yami Yugi. They could call me Ryuji Otogi, aka you don't want to see me in the dungeon, dice monster dungeon. It don't matter if it's a card game, if it's a board game, you just don't want to see me on the playing field. Similar to other projects, they do want to create some sort of metaverse, the Roninverse. Their metaverse made especially for Japan lovers. But to enter, you're gonna have to have a family, which means that, you know, we're probably gonna see some sort of breeding, secondary collection, etc. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, someone from my community actually helped me with the notes for this next project. So I kind of feel bad saying what is in my notes because I'm gonna get canceled for it, but I think it's hilarious, so we're gonna run with it. So the next project is the Sphinx Underground Society. And the first sentence from my notes is, we haven't had a rug for a while in the Solana space, which is great, but it also makes me feel as if we're due for one. Like, why put that right after announcing a new project? Because I'm gonna get so much FUD for fudding. I'm not fudding. I don't know why I even wrote that. And then the next part, one of the first things I noticed for this project was that the initials are SUS. Sus? The Solana NFTs just really are turning me into a conspiracy theorist all of a sudden. I'm getting a little paranoid, so let's just forget everything I already said about this project. Let's start over, because now I'm talking. We're We're talking about the Sphinx Underground Society. We do have a doxed artist, which is great, especially when it's very sus. We don't want to be talking about rug pulls, so I'm very glad that we have someone doxed, Roberta Gomez. She's the artist. So I do actually doubt that this is a rug. Obviously, always do your own research, mint responsibly. But she has had some high-end clients like Marvel, Disney, Netflix, Adidas. These look like Kets on crack, but instead of crack, these things are rocking out with like steroids or PCP. I can actually see this project as like an entire anime. Like these characters individually could be like antagonists, protagonists. I can see them having like personalities, which is really what I look for. And again, back to the patented word, these look kinda PFP-able. Again, I was really just joking at the beginning of the segment. Most of their team is actually docs, like full LinkedIn level docs, which is great. You can check out their white paper, has links to everybody. Pretty big collection size, 7777, but again, I do not mind bigger collection sizes. Mint date, we still don't know. Mint price, 1.5 Solana. Before mint, they're actually gonna give out 343 Sol because they're doing the Sphinx puzzle. Seems like something that we might have to solve together on a live stream. They haven't released much information about the puzzle or what it might be, but whenever you say, you know, puzzle, riddle, scavenger hunt, you got my attention. All right, boys and girls, strap in because you know what time it is. It's the last project in the video, and this is where things get dicey. We like to save this spot in the video for some of the most controversial, mic-provoking, me slapping that shit type mints, and we got the OKBulls. Like I said, whenever a project is last on the list, especially when I preface it like this is not an endorsement. I'm just saying we have to address what's going on. So we had the OKBulls announce their project the day after, maybe even the day of the OKBears mint. You know, markets have bears, they have bulls, and so pretty much they took the exact same idea and just switch it to OKBulls. You know me, when it comes to derivatives, I am not a fan. But we do need to talk about the fact that this is a collection size of 10K and a 1.5 Sol public mint. So they're trying to bring in like 12,000 plus Sol at their mint based on, you know, the price for whitelist and public. And normally when we see derivatives, we do not see this big of an attempt of, you know, grabbing this much money from the ecosystem. So we have to talk about it. I'm not a fan of derivatives, but people love them. And I just want to talk about things and like, you know, put it out there because people think, oh, well, OKBears did this. They get FOMO. Oh, well, OKBulls is going to be my version of OKBears. And honestly, I do think that these might even sell out at 10K. So I'm not trying to FUD the project too much because, you know, a lot of you might be buying these. So I don't want to FUD your bags. But I don't know about the project itself. It looked like what happened was they kind of had to go through and change some traits because the OKBears team did a lot to prevent any types of derivatives like this from getting too much traction. What I want to do is leave you with this. There was a huge announcement on May 1st from the team addressing all of the FUD. This is directly from the announcement channel in their Discord. I'm not going to read the whole thing because that's boring. I'm going to paraphrase some things and I'm just going to let you choose and make your own judgment. First, they pretty much just say that we realized that the mint has been blown way out of proportion. There's so much hype and we had to do a little bit more to build the trust with our community. They kind of owned what happened. They basically said, I know it's tough to trust a project that has gained 40,000 followers in just 4 days based off of another project's hype. They did go on to say that if they weren't the one to do this, somebody else would have anyway. They were just the fastest to do it. They ended up taking a step back saying, you know, we're going to postpone our launch another 10 days. There was a lot of FUD originally. There was some links that you could pre-mint these. Like, I didn't even know what was going on. Everyone's like, Cody, you know, should I buy an OKBull right now? I don't know. First of all, I'm not your financial advisor, but why? Currently, they have no roadmap. They said one thing that they want to do to build up trust is get confirmation with Magic Eden. If they're going to list us, like they want to make sure, you know, if they do sell out, if you pay all this money for them, like, can you actually list on the secondary? Because Magic Eden said they might not when it comes to OKBear derivatives, but they also want to present a solid roadmap because as of right now, there's currently no roadmap presented at all. And the very last thing that they want to do is prove to everyone that this is not the rug that people think that it's going to be. These are launching very soon, possibly the day this video goes live or the next day, May 11th. They even have their tag is WagBull. Instead of WagBull, they're just, we're all gonna bull. You know what? Just go watch that video.